What up? Today I'm going to teach you how to clean a rained on, nasty water slide unit. We're going to take it from ugly, wet, dripping mess to this finished product. I'm Nick Glassett, owner of the Jump Off. Let's get going. Okay, so my basic cleaning supplies that I'm going to use on pretty much every bounce house or combo that we're going to clean is bucket of water, this Mr. Clean cleaner, a little towel, and these are industrial strength Mr. Clean Magic Erasers, but they're like off-brand. They're not real Mr. Clean. They're amazing. I got them on Amazon. It's like $1.50 for 50 of them or something ridiculous. Comes in a giant brick. It's really cool. The other stuff I'm going to use is I've got a spray bottle with the same cleaning solution in it, just in case I go inside and I need some more cleaner. I've got a towel. Normally I have a whole bunch of these, but I got the broom. Could use this like a giant toothbrush. Dip it in the cleaning solution, and then you can wash the high stuff, or even if you've got nasty stuff, you can just scrub this, and then you're not getting your towels all dirty. Then I've got the leaf blower. You can blow off debris. You can blow off leaves, pine needles, whatever you got. So I just have it handy. And then, of course, the shop vac, and I've got like a Frankenstein hose on here that's probably 30, 40 feet long. I got two of them I duct taped together. I bought the super long one on Amazon and then taped it to the regular one. The longer the better, because that way this can stay outside the bounce house. I just turn it on, throw this inside, and I can vacuum the whole thing without having to worry about the vacuum tipping over or whatever. Then last but not least, got the extension ladder. That way if I got stuff up high, dirt up high from the bounce house, you know, deflating and falling in the yard, I can use this, just get up there super quick and get it all nice and clean. So let's get our slide opened up, and then we're gonna clean it up. Okay, and then I'm gonna undo my straps. So a cool little trick you can do when you undo your straps. So I'm gonna push it over, and then I just leave them right under the slide. And so when I'm done cleaning, if I fold it the right way, they'll be right where they need to be when I'm ready to roll it. So I'm gonna roll this out. You're gonna see how wet it is. It's nasty, dude. All the way, all the way. I took the pool blower tube off to try and get some more water out of the inside of it. So what happened was we had this rented out over the weekend, over Mother's Day. And so we didn't go pick up any slides on Mother's Day. One, give some people some extra day, you know, on the holiday. Good value for the clients. Two, I wanted to hang out with my wife, mother of my kids, and my mom on Mother's Day. I didn't want to work. So then what ended up happening is on Monday, between 3 to 6 inches of rain came sweeping through and dominated the whole area. So this thing got absolutely soaked. Okay, so as it comes up, I can see some water pooled on here, and we drained a lot of the water out of this when we picked it up. But what I'm gonna do is right here on the front corner of the bounce house, there's a little opening. It's on each side, but I like to just stand on this one. And so that way, as air fills up the bounce house, your water's gonna run to you if there's any in there. Same unit, but with palm trees that I did yesterday was like a flash flood coming out of it because it had so much water. So what happens is your bounce house gets flooded in here, like underneath, and then when you roll it, it squishes all that water up to, you know, basically everywhere. So I like to just keep my weight on this so it'll be downhill. So if any water comes out, it'll all come out right at my feet. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. Just a little trickle, not bad. See, but a good amount. Still going. All right. So my first step whenever it's running as a water slide, it's already soaked. And as you can see, we got some pine needles. We got like this other little debris that comes from the pine trees. I literally just go around and squirt it off. But this is the side that's sunnier. So I'm gonna do the back side first, then I'm gonna do the sunny side because it's gonna dry quicker. And then that way I can go back to the back side and towel it off. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is like tree bark. Like it's just all over the place. So I'm just gonna take the hose and just spray it off. Basically let the water do a lot of the work for me, you know? And then I do my best to keep it from spraying inside the bounce house because we don't want more water inside, but real basic, just spray it off. Now people have asked me if I've ever tried a pressure washer for this. The answer is yes. I didn't notice any difference. It just, you know, takes gas, it's louder, but this works just fine. Cool. So then basically we'll just let it drip for a second We're gonna go do the front side, take care of the pool, see if there's anything there, get that back side, and then we'll come back around here, and I'm just gonna dry it off and see what it looks like after I dry it off. Okay, now this is the part where I'm gonna try to do a little bit better job. I know that sounds bad, but it's true. This is the front. This is the money maker. This is what everybody's gonna see. So I'm gonna make sure that this side is cleaned off even better than any part of the whole other slide, because this is what makes the impression, if you will. All right, looks pretty good. So now what we'll do is we'll start toweling it off, and just to make sure that we get all the debris off of it. Okay, and then basically how I do this, I just pick a panel and wipe that panel, and I just try to stick with that one panel. Two reasons. One, it makes sure that I hit everything, that everything is clean and wiped down. Reason number two, it helps keep it so it's not so overwhelming. This isn't a big unit, but you have a 20-foot water slide that you gotta wipe down the whole thing. You look at it and it's just a giant monster, but if you go by panel, you'll fly through it in no time. Just getting a bunch of the excess water off of it, any debris that's still on it that we didn't get from spraying it off. Yeah, you kind of start high and make your way down, because you're gonna knock off a lot of the debris. It's gonna come down and settle down here. So here's a good example. So I'm just gonna wipe, this brown part just on that top section. Then I'll go to the next seam and wipe down below, like that. Then I'll hit this section here. Same, come over here, hit this orange, get up as high as I can, hit my green, come up here, get my brown. There we go. So on the back of the slide, I'm just going fast. I'm going for speed. Nobody sees back here. I wanna make sure I take care of the slide, but I'm not overly worried. What I do is I go around and clean the rest of the slide, and then I clean the back of the slide last, because you're tired, you're tuckered out, you're sick of this slide, whatever. The last thing you do makes logical sense is gonna be the laziest thing you do. So I always teach all my guys, do the back last. So we're just gonna keep going around, drying it off. Now we got it basically all dried off. I'll tell you this, with a water slide, a lot of times for the outside of it, that's all you need to do. Now, this is an older unit, as you can probably tell, and so the vinyl's kind of older. It can stain, and it can hold the debris a little better or hold dirt a little better. But my brand new slides that were made this year, the vinyl is so slippery, you almost just spray them off, wipe them down, and you're good. We'll really clean them with the soap. We'll really clean them just where the kids are gonna ride the slide or play to make sure that's clean. This right here, I don't need to disinfect this. What's the point of that? You know what I mean? Just get it visibly clean. That's how I roll. That may not be how you roll. If you want to spend 2 hours on every unit, disinfect the whole thing, power to you, dude. That's badass. But me, I like to get it looking good, very good, and then I'm gonna use the soap where I need the soap. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and do the inside. So first thing I'm gonna do is shop vac, but then I'm gonna hit it with the soap. A little bit goes a long way. Then I'm just gonna stir that up, and then that's good to go. You can clean 3, 4, 5, 6 slides with that, if you're careful to not dunk your dirty rag in the clean water. Okay, I'm gonna go clean the inside now. I'm gonna start with the shop vac. I always set it up to be a wet dry, because obviously there's a lot of water in there, and then just in general, you're vacuuming up water all the time. I love this nozzle. It's my favorite one. I use it to get in between the seams. So the seam in there, you just go right along there, or you can also go this way. And this nozzle is clutch. I also have 3 different little tubes on here, so I'm not bending over and killing myself. I can stand up straight, and then this rotates, so I can try and keep my tube from getting kinked up too much. So I'm gonna plug in, and we're gonna go clean the inside. All right, away we go. Oh my God, it's dirty in here. It's nasty in here. Here's why I keep it a wet dry. All this water right here, going right into the vacuum. But see, I'll just come along the seam like that, hit this nice puddle here. Okay, so as I go, I just use this nozzle, my favorite nozzle, and I just get it right up on the seam like that, and I just run it along the seam. And then what I'll do is come back across, hit that seam, come back down on this seam. And so then I pretty much have the corners clean. And then just a back and forth across the whole orange part. And again, I go panel by panel. That water is just bubbling up. Now this one's so dirty, I'm gonna actually vacuum the walls. That's kind of rare, but every now and then it'll be rented where there's sand or something. The sand gets all over the walls. This one, it just, you know, it practically was inside of a flash flood. So I'm gonna hit this, get my stairs, get up in here. A lot of dirt can accumulate in there. There we go. And then that's basically it. And I'm gonna do the next 3, the other walls, and the inside will be nice and clean. So quick pro tip for you. I try not to walk on what I already vacuumed. Now I'm gonna come back in and be hitting this with the disinfecting wash because it's super nasty, but the less I can walk on what I've already vacuumed, the better. I seriously haven't cleaned a bounce house this dirty in, I don't know, this thing is nasty. Okay, now vacuum. Now we're gonna go back in with our disinfecting wash, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and extra disinfecting wash just in case. Maybe 2 rounds in there because it's pretty freaking dirty. Wiping off basically everything. So I do the walls first. Hey, come back in here with the vacuum for a second. So I gotta reach up high. I'm in the bounce house. A lot of times, you can get the wall to bend the way you want it to. Now maybe not this time. There we go. So now, I can clean up here without having to jump around like a little kid. And I can get this top part that's hard to reach. Okay, I'm gonna actually rinse this out, then I'm gonna wash the floor. So the way I like to rinse is I'm gonna dunk this in, and then I'm gonna wring it out in the grass. So all my dirty water comes out in the grass. This stays pretty clean, and that way, you know, you can clean 4, 5, 6 slides with the same bucket. All right, now I'm going back in. I'm just gonna basically start in that corner, do the floor. As I wipe, I may come back in here. But as I wipe, I'm just making sure to get everything nice and clean and disinfect. You'll notice once I wipe this section, I get back on it, do my best to keep it clean, you know. Woo. Yeah, that's nasty in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna let that dry in there a little bit. Then I am going to go back in there with the shop vac. Before I go back in, I'm going to wipe the bottoms of my feet so I get everything all dirty, but it needs to be vacuumed again. So then I'm just going to take my disinfecting wash, I'm going to snag my towel, and we're going to head over and do the slide part. So as you can see, we got a lot of debris up there. I'm basically just going to sweep it down with my towel, either into the pool or off to the side. Make sure you get the corners of the slide. This one's Velcro on the sides, so it has a tendency to accumulate pine needles and stuff. Okay, so now we got the slide dry. We got it clean. I'm gonna go back through. I'm just gonna adjust the slide liner. It Velcro's on. So I'm just gonna make sure it lines up nicely. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come and we're gonna do the pool. Tricky parts of the slide liner is where the slide curves. You just want to keep it loose here, and then I'm basically going to run my hand down the slide. Now we just got to attack the pool, re-vacuum the inside, and we are done. So another thing I love about having a super long vacuum hose is I can just keep the shop vac right here, do the pool, go back inside and do there next. So when we're cleaning on concrete, what we're doing because it rains so bad,
I'm very gentle with the shop vac in the pool because I don't want to be rubbing it against the concrete super hard. If I'm on the grass, I'm pretty aggressive with it. First thing I'm going to do to the pool is just get the liner flattened out and all lined up. You get a good idea where it's jacked up. And then all I'm doing is I'm not backing in like this because I would drag it across the concrete. So it's going to get all my debris. It's going to get most of my water. It's going to be good to go. Nice and clean. I'm just going to hit it with the disinfectant. We're done. I'm just going to use a spray bottle. Get the whole thing. Bottom and walls. Go back. Wipe the thing. Wash where I was stepping. There we go. Pool is done. Back in for round 2. All right. Last thing I do every time is clean the stair. Going in and out, in and out, in and out. Don't waste your time cleaning it. Do it last. Now I'm just going to hit it and we'll wipe it. Boom.